What up, folks? It's your boy Trails, and we back with another one. And on this episode, we got white people complaining. That's right. Now, on this article coming from Newsweek, it reads, California giving parents of non-white kids $725 of guaranteed income. And as you can see here, we got a lot of comments, a lot of outrage, a lot of triggered white folks. So let's go ahead and read the article, try to figure out why they're doing this, and then we'll read some comments, and then we'll go from there. California Guaranteed Income Program opened up for applicants Monday, but residents will only qualify if they meet certain racial requirements. The program went live in Sacramento County and promises to offer a $725 monthly check to select families. The guaranteed income was approved as part of the family's first economic support pilot and aims to protect low-income families in the area. The program was also approved by the country in hopes of lowering instances of child abuse and keeping children out of the state foster system. Currently, there is a disproportionate number of black children in foster care. In Sacramento, black children were 4.6 times likely to have a Child Protective Services report investigated, and 4 times more likely to be removed from their families, according to Sacramento County. Damn, 4.6? American Indian and Native Alaskan children face similar odds, with those children being 2.9 times as likely to have a CPS allegation. Due to these statistics, the city approved the $725 guaranteed income for parents of black or American Indian Alaskan Native children only. Currently, the money is only available to parents or legal guardians of children aged 0 to 5. There are also income requirements, with applicants needed to make less than 200% of the federal poverty line. So far, the Guaranteed Income Program is limited to those living in these zip codes. Then we got some Cali zip codes here. The funding was taken from the California Department of Social Services, and residents are urged to apply before October 13th at 11:59 p.m. Applicants are being accepted online at fesp.org. If approved, families will have the no-strings-attached payments allotted monthly to use as they wish. The county said 200 people will be randomly selected from the list of applicants who meet all program requirements. Alex Bean, a financial literacy instructor for the University of Tennessee at Martin, said the program in Sacramento is similar to how many other cities have experimented with guaranteed income pilots, despite the racial requirement. When programs like this are announced, some will wrongfully assume this means funding will be for anyone under a certain economic threshold, being told Newsweek. The reality is the program is very selective, targeting those who are under 200% of federal poverty level, and will only be distributed to 200 randomly selected individuals who apply. However, it is as successful as similar programs. It's possible the program could expand to assist more families. The program hasn't been without its critics, though. Of course not. Let me guess what race those people are. An account on X, formerly Twitter, called Libs of TikTok, no wonder, shared information about the pilot program, and many expressed issues with the racial requirements, referred to the selection criteria as discrimination. That is overly racist and sounds illegal, one X user wrote. Another expressed, California's new motto, equality for all, except if you're white, then you're just funding it. Newsweek reached out to the Family First Economic Support Pilot for comment via email. Many other states and counties have passed similar programs. However, few offer the specific rules around the race of applicants or their children. Guaranteed income programs have been linked to higher rates of employment improved financial stability, and better housing and food security across several studies on recipients and their long-term well-being. Minnesota's guaranteed income pilot for artists have expanded by 5 years to provide 500 monthly payments for rural artists. Our program is emerging as a national model, demonstrating how guaranteed income can transform artists' lives, build community resilience, and strengthen local economies. Laura Zabel, Springboard for the Arts Executive Director, previously said in a statement. So yeah, they can give $500 to artists in Minnesota monthly, and nobody bats an eye. But soon as black people can get a possibility of $725, which is probably not much in California, not to mention when we actually go here and take a read about the income. This is coming from the California Legislature's Nonpartisan Fiscal and Policy Advisor. Now we got some information here. This is how they try to address the disproportionately low income. And let's read this and then we'll see what's up. Low income. Black and Native American children are significantly overrepresented in California's child welfare system relative to their share of California's child population. Moreover, these children and their families tend to have worse child welfare outcomes, such as longer time spent out of home care and the likelihood of termination of parental rights. In addition, most families involved with the child welfare system are experiencing poverty and otherwise facing significant economic hardship. These demographic and outcomes trends have persisted for many years. Understanding what California communities and families are impacted at disproportionate rates and the possible reasons why can help the legislator consider which policy interventions may be most effective at addressing these disproportionalities and disparities. So you actually have the state of California trying to do something about the disproportionality, and when they actually make programs that target those people, you get white people who complain about it, which is, oh, when you're about your main people. And white people's not, what did it say? 4.6 is likely to have a child protection services report investigated, and 4 times more likely to be removed from their families. Now, this program isn't saying, hey, because you're black, here's a handout. This program is saying, hey, we have people 200% under the poverty line here who are black. Let's give them a program to help them. And of course, people are going to look at the racial aspect instead of the actual help and benefit that it does do, or it would do, for the people who are black in the area. You don't have to include everybody in every damn thing. It's not discrimination for everything. You don't have to be involved in every penny of a program. We're not involved in every penny of white programs. How many of those artists who are getting them $500 a month in Minnesota, where I'm at, by the way, do you think are black? I guarantee you 97.6% of them are white LGBT people, because that's what they love to do, that crappy art. Now let's go ahead and, that's not a shot at art. You know, some art is actually cool. But I'm from Minnesota, like I say. I be in Minneapolis all the time. I see all that stuff. I know what they doing out there. I know the art they doing is crappy. And all of them are all like LGBT. They got the pink hair with the backpacks. It's the same crowd. And I have no problem with the crowd. I think they should just, you know, maybe go to school a little longer for to be considered an artist, and not just claim you're an artist and then hide behind your sexuality as a banner to be protected with that claim, you know. But hey, that's just me. Now we're going to go ahead and read some of the comments. Remember, this is California. Okay, and what, as a black child, as a parent of a black child, this is extremely racist. What? Maybe the parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, and family members of these children should take some responsibility for them versus sending them into foster care. Why are less why are less of children of other racial backgrounds in the foster care system? We may need to focus on causing these children being in foster care versus just throwing money at it. That's stupid. And the same people asking these questions are complaining about other people who are actually, instead of sitting around with their thumb in their butt, asking questions, trying to do stuff and create policies and programs to help those people. And see, that's the problem with people. Too many people think that their words are value or that their opinion matter when it really doesn't. At the end of the day, you're just a dumbass. They sell their votes for dollars today, which is what the socialists did to get Stalin elected in Russia and to get Mao elected in China. And to this day, the people of both countries are not free and they work for the government that barely feeds them. This is called slavery. Hey, why'd you leave America out of it then? Because the biggest progenitors of slavery is America. And we can see that with the migration crisis, with the work for the green card deal that they have with all these migrants who are coming here illegally. Nobody complaining about those. Nobody complaining about all that money that those migrants are getting every month in the programs for them. And their only qualification is that they're illegal immigrants. I don't see nobody complaining. Nobody. If you choose to live in California and vote for these jokers in, you deserve everything you get. Currently, there is a disproportionate number of black children in foster care. I wonder why that is. Who cares? If you ain't black, it's none of your business. And then you should shut up when there's programs out there for people to try to target that issue. Not everything is black and white, okay? If they could show that a certain situation is affecting a certain race at a high disproportionate number, there's nothing wrong with making programs and them trying to fix that disproportionality. We're not trying to include everybody in it because everybody in it ain't having that same issue. And that's what these racists don't understand. I see the negative comments, but maybe because of lots of injustices in certain communities. It's to give back to try to make this right. Exactly. And that's the same thing we say about reparations, the same thing that all these people here don't support. They don't mind how great the country is today, built off the back of all that free unpaid labor. But when it comes time to pay, here we go, perch clutching and penny protecting. Oh, not on my dollar. Those Negroes deserve nothing, not a penny. I didn't have any slaves. My great-grandpa did, My whole family was established and built on having them, but not me. Those people are dead. We read that. Perfect. I'm going to change my identity to get a piece of that liberal pie. Oh, who are you, Kamala Harris? It's the fact that these handouts like this lift children out of poverty. But that's the thing. They don't want black children out of poverty. They just want to use the disproportionality of black children as a way to get benefits for white children. That's what it's all about. As long as they help white people, they're for it. And that's why reparations still ain't been paid. By the way, reparations was paid to the white slave owners of this country. Just saying. Where's the equality in that, huh? How come the slaves didn't get a penny of that, huh? Nobody complained about equality or disproportionality then. They just swept that under the rug, didn't they? Of course. This is just the beginning of reparations and confiscation of wealth. Yeah, see, they look at reparations as confiscation when it's actually just you paying for some shit that was already did that you didn't pay for. Every other race in this world has received reparations for the crimes that happen to them will crimes against humanity against them. Every one of them. Oh, here we go. We got a black guy wanting to be white. I don't understand this. Financial stressors on families living in poverty exist whether you're black, white, or purple. I like the program, but not the racial component. I'm African American, by the way. I would expect this to be struck down in a court of law. It is a rare day that the conservative movement in the USA will allow any non-white groups to get equity-based resources. Hey, Mr. African American, go to hell. Pretty much. I'm pretty sure you got a white wife. And the hits just keep coming. How much more bankrupt can California get? Socialist states will keep spending money till they run out of everybody's money. Alright, I'm done with the comments. It's just gonna... Actually, let's keep going. Let's go ahead and continue to read the triggering here. Because all these people overlook the individual racial disproportionality that this whole program is intended to correct. And I know a lot of people be like, oh, I ain't always talking about race. I ain't talking about race. Well, guess what? They always talking about race. Because as soon as this program came up, what's the first thing they did? Look at the race. So shut up. This is discrimination in the biggest way I have ever seen. Just wrong. They don't deserve it anyways. No, they deserve to be poor and poverty and forever. They don't get a chance to become prosperous in this country, even though their great-great-great-grandfathers built this country. They don't deserve it. We're immigrants. We got here, our family got here in the early 1900s, but we're more American than them because we're white. Another example of discrimination of white taxpayers. Yeah. I mean, like, Ukraine, like Israel. I mean, because I get $200 taken out of my check per week. At least $200, by the way, depending on how much we get. But a minimum $200 skis, and all that tax money that's getting out of my check is going to fight Russia. It's going for Gaza and Iran and all of them people. Why are my tax dollars being spent on war, huh? A war, white people wars. So yeah, and then that's just like this program, like, dude, black people pay taxes too, by the way. If we got reparations, you're just giving me my money back at the end of the day. Because guess what? I pay taxes. Most black people work for a living and pay taxes. You're giving us our money back. Our money is always being used to disproportionately take care of white people. That's why we don't have reparations today. So, you know, and then this chick, Marulia, she ain't even white, she's Italian. Another woke program from the ever-liberal California nut house. And what can they spend that? Right, like people complaining. What can they spend the $725 on in California? I've been to California. $725 ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. That's not going to survive you through the week if you have children and they need to eat. So, I mean, a lot of people need to get real. They're taking more out of that. They're taking more out of my taxes in Minnesota a month than they're giving them people in Cali a month. And guess what? That's funny. That ain't funny nothing, black. Why everything that I pay taxes on don't take care of nobody black. So why the hell am I paying taxes then? Good point. That's great because there's no such thing as white. We are all different races. German, Russian, Swiss, and so. Oh, somebody didn't like that. Oh, they didn't like that. Yeah, you ain't white. What it means to be black ain't what it means to be white. So, yeah. Got him. That's why, like, I be going on X, I be going after them folks who always be talking about, oh, I'm American. No, you're not. You're a fucking anchor baby. And if you're not, you're a few generations off from it. Another racist policy giving money to those just because race is the problem and it needs to stop. This is discrimination at worst. And yeah, what do you say on this? Am I capping? Or do you agree, like, yeah, well, they see a problem, they're actually doing something to try to fix it, and then these people are using the race as a reason to try to keep them people in poverty by saying, when you might be poor and might be do you agree with me? Let me know what's up with the comments. Anyways, thanks for watching. And remember, we don't give a damn. But, like always, deuces.